Hey, good morning to all the participants. I hope everybody is doing good. So,
So
anybody
good
from
morning,
the
sir.
yeah, hi, Varlakshmi ma'am. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. So shall we start the session, sir?
Yeah, sure, ma'am.
Yeah, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, good morning, participants. I welcome you all to the day 5 of FDP on application of emerging technologies in business. So today the resource person is ready to deliver his lecture on future of cryptocurrency. So he is none other than Mr. Prashant Sahu from Tata Consultancy Services. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Okay. Good morning to each and every one of you, to all the participants, and to everyone. I hope everybody is enjoying all the sessions of emerging technologies. So, yesterday we already had a discussion related to yeah. Please, somebody. Okay, so yesterday already we have completed the blockchain important properties. What are the important points which are related to the blockchain? We have discussed all these things yesterday very extensively. So today we are going to discuss about the very first application of the blockchain technology. It is the cryptocurrency, guys. Okay, the future of cryptocurrencies, how it is going to be. Now, what is the situation in India as well as in the world? What exactly is a cryptocurrency? So these things we are going to discuss today, and let us find out like what are the important, significant things which are actually present with this future of cryptocurrency. Okay, so before I explain you, let me just try to share my screen and please acknowledge once if you could see my screen, and then I can go ahead with my explanation to all of you. So just a minute, it is sharing screen. So could everybody see my screen, please?
Yes, sir. It's
Yeah.
visible.
Thank you. Thanks for acknowledging. So yesterday, if you remember, right, we were discussing about the blockchain. Now, what is blockchain? It is technology, guys. Okay, don't get confused. Okay, this is your technology. Now, many people they just get confused with Bitcoin. Okay, people believe that Bitcoin and blockchain both are same, but generally those are not same, guys. Can anybody say me Microsoft Windows, Excel, PowerPoint, all these are same? No, they are not the same, right? Microsoft Windows is your operating system. Under that, we have various applications like PowerPoint. Okay, we have Excel, we have Word, we have OneNote. All these are the applications of your operating system. That means without your OS, it is not going to be supported, these applications. So that means the base is your OS here, that's operating system. So in the same way, without there is a technology like a blockchain, if there is no base for it, then the applications are not going to survive. And one of the first application is what we call it as the Bitcoin, guys. Now, why Bitcoin became so popular in the world? There are 8,000 cryptocurrencies, guys. Remember, I'm saying 8,000 cryptocurrencies are there. But we never know what are those 8,000 cryptocurrencies because they are not so popular. But why Bitcoin is more popular? Maybe even if you don't know about Bitcoin, you would have heard somewhere about this Bitcoin actually. Maybe you don't know how its functionality is, how it technically deals, but generally everybody would have heard about this Bitcoin term. The reason for this is because it is one of the first application. Okay, it is the first application of the blockchain technology which was evolved in the year 2008. So it's been 12 years. It has been launched. Okay, so in the year 2008, this Bitcoin came up, guys. And from this Bitcoin, the wonder of this is from application, the people came to know about the technology. You understood, right? Otherwise, no one knows about what is this blockchain if this paper wouldn't have been there. In the year 2008, there was a white paper written by so and so person. I'm going to explain who he is. So, Bitcoin white paper was launched in the year 2008, that is in the month of October, guys. Okay, so when this paper was launched, white paper, then people started exploring what is this Bitcoin and all these things. Then they came to know that Bitcoin is okay, this is the application, but the reason behind coming like this Bitcoin came up is because of the blockchain. Then people started exploring the blockchain to the maximum extent. That's the reason why it became more popular. If you remember yesterday, I clearly said that this technology is not a new one. It is from 90s, it is present. It is not a new one. But after the Bitcoin research paper was written, white paper, if I would say, then people got to know that, okay, this is behind this Bitcoin, there is a technology which we call it as the blockchain technology, guys. So this is one of the important point which all of you actually need to understand. Okay. So this is the first thing. Now, why did the Bitcoin come? You should also understand that. Yesterday, if you remember, I said you why blockchain came. Because of all the data and everything, how the data is important and why blockchain is important. I took an example of Google and Tesla. I have shown how Google went down because the data was not kept in a very protective way. So I explained you. That's how blockchain evolved. But how come Bitcoin evolved? Why there was a requirement of Bitcoin in the year 2008? What is the main reason behind this Bitcoin? Okay. So here in this case, just give me a minute, guys. So now here, if you could see in this case, let me just again go back. Where's this? Yeah. So let me explain you how Bitcoin came up, guys. Okay. See, I'll say you. Now let me say if you are here, you want to use some services like let me say Ola or let me say like a Swiggy, whatever it may be. Okay, you can take any service provider here. I'm just taking an example of these two. You can take again any example. Now you want to use the services of either it may be Ola or a Swiggy, for example. Can you pay them directly, guys? Virtually. I'm talking all about virtually, okay? Not like taking the cash and giving them. That is fine. But I'm talking everything in virtual mechanism, okay? So can you pay them directly virtually? No, you can't pay, guys. You can't pay them directly because there is one organization which will not make you pay until and unless you don't get the approval from that organization. And that organization is what we call it as the bank here. So if you want to do any transaction, you are not going to settle. Your bank is going to settle. Let me say if you want to order certain food, then what you have to do, you can use this application, but the bank is going to settle the transaction which you are actually trying to use. And this is how either it may be your net banking or either it may be your card, whatever it may be, whatever service you are going to use, it depends on you. But in the same way, there are so many banks present here, guys, like B1, B2, B3, multiple banks are present. Now, based on the bank where you have your account, you will be using that respective bank. Now here, that means everything, in every transaction, whatever you do, so everywhere the bank has been involved here, guys. Wherever you do it, whatever you do, they are been involved. And indeed, if I would say, we are being more trusted on these banks. Okay, we are actually trusting them indeed more. Okay, we are actually, if I would say simply that whatever banks which are present here, right, we are trying to trust them in such a way that they are doing all the functionalities for us. Now, for example, if they say tomorrow that if you don't have a minimum savings in your account, right, then you are going to pay a fine of around 500 to 1000 rupee. Can you pay anything? Can you do anything? You can't do anything. You have to follow the rule. But with whose money they are surviving? With your money. With your money only they are surviving. But they are controlling you. Understand the scenario here, guys. Okay, with your money they are ruling you, saying that you can't take this much amount of money or you have to pay this much amount of fine if you don't have minimum balance. And on one fine morning they say that the banks are going for the demonetization. Okay, so if you understand, in all the crucial decisions, the customers are not been allowed. The reason for this is because the database which is present, right, whatever database which is actually present, that is owned by them. That means your transactions, your account, everything is present with them, guys. That is the reason why we are trusting them like a hell, if I would say. And let me say, if you want to do any emergency sort of a situation, and if your bank servers are not working, especially the people who are using SBI, right, you would have faced these issues every time there will be a maintenance going on in the app. Okay, whatever SBI app is there, every time there is a maintenance. Now, suddenly, if I want to send some amount of money to someone else, if the server is not working, even though I have money in my account, I can't do anything. Yes or no? I can't do anything because I am too much dependent on banks that until and unless they don't approve anything, I wouldn't be able to transfer my money even though I have money in my account. You would have heard about the PMC Bank, right? Punjab Maharashtra Cooperative Bank, Lakshmi Vilas Bank, or Yes Bank. All of these have got very, I mean to say, they have ruined the state right now. You know the PMC, right? Every day 10,000 limit was there. Even though you have 1 lakh in your account, you have to take only 10,000 only. There is no other policy. So RBI regulated in such a way that they are controlling you even though you have your money in the bank. Now, if bank goes in a loss, that is not your problem, but it is the bank. But I mean to say, like, if I would say, if you have some amount of money in your bank, okay, now if bank goes for the defaulter, like let me say it says that it is bankrupted, who will be at the loss? Not the bank, but it is you who have kept the money in the bank. So everywhere you are the loser. Yes or no? Everywhere you are the loser. You just need a locker to put the money. So that's where the bank is going to be useful. And they're giving you some amount of money for putting the money in their bank in the form of interest to you. Okay, but indeed, if you see, they are controlling you about many things. But as we don't have option, yes, I agree. Even me, even you, no one has the option. So we use this banking as a medium. But is it working in an appropriate way? No, it is not working. The reason for this is, let me say you, in the year 2008, right? The 2008 is very famous for economical recession, guys. In the year 2008, I hope there are many management people here. You would have known that in the year 2008, there was a severe economical recession all throughout the world. Like how we have a COVID pandemic right now, 2008 is famous for the economical recession all over the world. Now, why did this economical recession occur? Because of the banks. Yes, because of the banks. And there was one bank called as a Lehman Bank. Along with this, there are other banks also, but this is a little bit famous, okay? In New York. It is based from the New York guys. This Lehman Bank gave the loans to everyone. Whosoever came to the bank, right, they provided loans to each and every one of them without getting enough proofs, without having a background check that whether they would be able to pay on time or not. So they provided the loans to everyone. And at the end of the day, those people never paid it. So ultimately what happened? You know that, right? Banks function through loans only. Whatever they give, they get it back in the form of interest, and that's how their functioning happens. Now, if that money gets stopped, then automatically the bank will say, I'm a defaulter. Now I don't have any money to run the operations. So Lehman Bank did the same, saying that I don't have enough money to run the operations. So we are bankrupted. You know, Lehman Bank is equivalent to SBI today. Now, let me say if SBI says that I'm bankrupted, then entire economy will be shattered, guys. So at that time, this scenario has happened. And because of the banks, okay, if the banks go mess, all industries get affected, guys. Irrespective of whether your industry is performing well or not. Now, when I say industry, right, like your IT, okay, or maybe your automobile, or it may be your energy sector, what sector you want to take, you can just take it. But everybody of them are dependent on the bank. Now, why they are dependent on the bank? The reason is these banks circulate the money in the market. If there is no money in the market, then how would you get the projects? How would you purchase anything? How would you go for manufacturing? Nothing would be there if there is no money in the market. There should be a money flow in the market or a money circulation in the market in order to get the business. But when the major bank got hampered, then how would the money be circulated? So every sector got hampered, and people there was a severe recession, and there was a layoff from every organization. From IT there was several layoff, from automobile, from energy, all the sectors, guys. There was a severe layoffs. People lost their jobs because of the banks which made a mess. And here nobody was involved in any of the things, right? But because of the bank, the Lehman Bank, which made a mess, because of this bank, all of them, they have lost their jobs, and it was a very pathetic situation at that time. So in the year 2008, actually this problem has generally arisen. Then came one person, okay, whom we call it as Satoshi Nakamoto, guys, okay. In the year 2008, he observed whatever I explained you right now. So in the year 2008, this guy came up and he said that we will use P2P model. Now, what is this P2P model? P2P means it is what we call it as the peer-to-peer model, guys. Peer-to-peer means here, let me say if I have X here, X person, and at the other end I have the Y person here. Now, X wants to send money to Y. Generally, what happens if X wants to send, now X will connect to the respective bank and then bank settles the payment. So this is a traditional model. Okay, so even now also it is happening in the same way. But what Satoshi is trying to say is, why are we so much dependent on banks? When banks are doing a mess, we are hampered. Okay, when there is a servers are going in the maintenance, we are hampered. On top of that, they take commission for whatever transaction fee we try to pay. Even that is also loss. What is the advantage which we are getting from these banks? That is what Satoshi is actually trying to question to everyone. So he said that if it is your money, you directly send to that other person. Why are you trying to bring intermediaries like bank, MasterCard, Visa? Why they are coming in between? If you want to do, pay them directly. Don't involve anyone. So he's saying that, okay, so peer-to-peer means now X is one peer and Y is another peer. So peer-to-peer in the sense X can transfer the money Y directly without the help of any third parties or intermediaries. Okay, so here in this case, it is very clearly saying that we should not require any such third parties or intermediaries being present here. We can directly transfer the money to the other person without the involvement of any banks. Now, this is the model which Satoshi has come up with. That is what we call peer-to-peer. Now, did he go and explain to everyone? No, he can't explain to everyone. So what did he do? He has written a white paper. So in this white paper, he has presented the idea, whatever I've explained it right now, that is peer-to-peer. So I'm going to show you that white paper right now. So this is how he has come up with his own coin. That is what we call it as the Bitcoin. And this Bitcoin can actually be used to transfer to another person without the help of any third party or intermediaries. That's the reason why we call Bitcoin doesn't have any regulations, or there is no body who is going to monitor it. And that's the reason why this is a global currency, guys. See, if you go in, if in India you are using Indian rupee. If you go to US, it is a US dollar. If you go to European countries, it is a euro. If you go to China, it is yuan. Right? Everywhere, every country has their own currency. But Bitcoin is a global cryptocurrency. Where in India it is Bitcoin. Tomorrow, if you go to US, it is again a Bitcoin. If you go to China, it is a Bitcoin. So everywhere it is a Bitcoin only, because it is a global cryptocurrency. There is no such regulation like in India, the Bitcoin value is this. And if you go to some other place, again, the Bitcoin value will change. It is not like that. It is a global cryptocurrency, which Satoshi has identified, and he has discovered a coin called as the Bitcoin in order to make sure that there wouldn't be any third party or intermediaries. Everything would be peer-to-peer. If one person wants to send the money to another person, it should be between only both of them. It should be between peer-to-peer, but not between any third parties or intermediaries. They should not bring all these guys in between. So this is one of the important points which you need to understand, especially related to the Bitcoin concept. So this is how it got originated. From the year 2008 economical recession, how the things have changed, and then this person has come up with the paper, and this is what we call it as the paper. Okay, this is the first paper in the year 2008 it was written, and the paper's heading is a Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. Okay, so this is the paper which was written by Satoshi Nakamoto in the year 2008, and he has actually tried to explain all the important concepts related to the Bitcoin, guys. So if you could observe, these are all the important points which you need to consider here. Okay, so I hope you have understood it appropriately. If you could see here. So these are very, very important. Okay, so this is the first paper. So till here, is everybody clear before I start the cryptocurrency part? Guys, are you all clear till here? Like whatever I have explained, like how the Bitcoin has originated from the year 2008 economical recession, how the things have changed. So now I'm entering into the cryptocurrency part. Okay. So now if you could see here, generally what is a cryptocurrency? Many people, they don't know this, but they talk about 100 things related to cryptocurrency. But general point here is people doesn't know what exactly is this cryptocurrency first of all. Cryptocurrency means, see, currency I can ignore it because you know that currency is nothing but which will maybe a virtual currency or it may be normal currency. But this Bitcoin, whatever is present, right? This is your virtual currency which you can't see. Bitcoin doesn't have any such physical form. There is no physical form for this Bitcoin, guys. It is a virtual currency which can't be seen. The best example is when you do a transfer of money from your phone pay or your Google Pay, right? GPay. So you will not find out that currency visible to you. Digitally, the transactions are going to be settled. So in the same way, when Bitcoin is also the same type, it is virtual currency. Now, what is this crypto here? See, now, if anything goes wrong in the normal banking system, I mean to say when we use normal currency, right? If anything goes wrong, where are you going to go? So you are going to bank and we are going to ask them that there is some issue with my transaction. Please try to resolve. So they are going to work, and if they are successful, that's fine. If they are not successful, they will say something or the other, and it's done. But here there is no regulatory. As I already explained to you, it is all between peer to peer only. So there is no regulatory. There is no such body which is going to govern. Then how come the currency will be very resilient or very strong? So that's where they use cryptography. Cryptography is nothing but, if you remember it yesterday, I said about hashing mechanism. That is nothing but the SHA-256 algorithm. Okay, so using this hashing mechanism like SHA-256 algorithm, whatever Bitcoin is present, they are encrypting it in such a way so that nobody would be able to find out. Even if they crack, they wouldn't be getting anything. That's why we call it as cryptocurrency. The currency which is being cryptographically encrypted with the help of algorithm like the SHA-256 in order to make sure that this virtual currency like Bitcoin will never be hacked by any third party or by any intermediaries. Okay, so that is what we call it as the cryptocurrency, guys. Okay, which is cryptographically encrypted, like using some algorithms like SHA-256 so that nobody would be in a position to attack this currency. So this is what we call it as the Bitcoin. Bitcoin never exists in a physical form. It is always a virtual currency which would never be visible to anyone. Okay, I hope I have made this point strong to each and every one of you. So let me go ahead then. Already I have explained this part. If you remember it, I said that blockchain is nothing but this is the technology, guys. This is the tech part. Under this technology, there are various applications. Okay, so if you see here, Waves, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Neo, Ripple. So there are many applications which are actually present here, guys. But what you need to understand here in this case is, as there are many applications, now see, in the world, as I said, there are 8,000 cryptocurrencies. But we consider only one cryptocurrency, that is Bitcoin. Why? Because it is having a lot of demand in the market. So in the same way, there are Bitcoin and Ethereum. These two are very demand in the market. Rest of the coins, they are present, but they are not, I mean to say, like, they are actually present here, but they are not having such a demand when compared to Bitcoin and Ethereum, guys. So you need to understand here very clearly that Bitcoin and Ethereum are the important applications of the blockchain technology. Okay, so never get confused saying that blockchain and Bitcoin are same. If anybody says this, please give them a clear understanding saying that both the Bitcoin and blockchain are not the same. Bitcoin is the application of the blockchain technology. That means Bitcoin uses the properties of the blockchain. Okay, so Bitcoin is not blockchain, but so you need to understand this important point. In the same way, Ethereum also. Ethereum, anyhow, I'm going to discuss in the tomorrow's session. Today, it is been dedicated to the entirely to the Bitcoin, cryptocurrency and everything. So Waves, Neo, Ripple are also the examples, but they are not in demand, at least for the time being. So Bitcoin and Ethereum are ruling the world right now in terms of blockchain technology, guys. Okay, so now this is very, very important. How the mining works. So I request every one of you to please understand whatever I'm trying to say, because wherever you go and study this mining, whether it may be in your textbook, whether it may be in the blog or any article, right, it will be very difficult for you to understand this mining concept, guys, because this mining which is present, it is little tricky, but it is very easy to understand. But before that, you need to know some concepts so that you can clearly understand that whatever I'm trying to say. Okay, listen to me carefully, guys. Okay, let me say if there is a person who wants to send some amount of bitcoins to another person. Let me say this person is X and the other person is Y. Okay, so now Bitcoin is denominated as BTC, guys. We don't call it as Bitcoin, like how we have Indian rupee as Sanskrit Ra. In the same way, BTC we denominate it as. Okay, so let me say the X wants to send 2 Bitcoins to Y. Okay, so he can do directly because as he is transferring Bitcoins, so as you know, Bitcoin doesn't support any third party or intermediary because already I've explained you why it doesn't support. So if you could see here, X can transfer these 2 Bitcoins to Y. Okay, so without any hesitation, there is no problem. But what you need to remember here is, guys, these 2 Bitcoins can be transferred to Y without any problem. But what happens is immediately these 2 Bitcoins will not be credited to this Y person. Again, I'm saying when the X wants to transfer 2 Bitcoins, any Bitcoin it may be, in our case, it is 2 Bitcoins. Okay. So when he wants to transfer this to Y, it will not be immediately credited to this Y person. The reason is, I'll say you, there is a small place, guys, which we call it as the mempool. Now, what is mempool here? Mempool is a place where all our unconfirmed transactions sits here. Okay. Our unconfirmed transactions are present here, guys. Now, generally what happens is this 2 Bitcoins will first come and it will sit here. It will not go to Y. It will come and it will sit in the mempool. So the people, whosoever is doing a Bitcoin transaction to any person or to any merchant shop, to any trader, any person it may be at the other end, okay, all these transactions will not be credited to them directly. It will first come and it will sit in a place called as a mempool. Now, is mempool having any speciality? Then I would say no. It is just a storage. Mempool is just a storage where all the transactions, like unconfirmed transactions, will sit here. Okay, all your unconfirmed transactions which are present, right? So these unconfirmed transactions will be sitting in a place which we call it as the mempool here. So mempool is a place where actually all our unconfirmed transactions will actually be present, guys. Okay, so now you need to just understand this. Again, I will bring the logic. There is no logic right now. I will connect everything at the end. But remember this, the persons, whoever is going to do the Bitcoin transactions with any other person, those transactions will not be immediately credited. It will first go and sit in a place called as a mempool where all the unconfirmed transactions will be present. That's it. If anybody asks you what is a mempool, so you should be in a position to say that mempool is nothing but it is a place where all our unconfirmed transactions will be present. That's it. So this is the process. Now I'll explain you what is mining here. But generally why mining is required, before you need to know what is the mining process, you need to first question yourselves that why is mining required? Now, wherever you see this blockchain, right, like this, yesterday if you remember, now who is creating these blocks? You should think about this question also, right? Now somebody would be creating these blocks. Now they are none other than the miners. Miners are going to create the blocks inside the blockchain. Again, I'm saying, guys, it is not you or it is not me who are actually trying to create these blocks. It is only the miner's responsibility to create the blocks inside the blockchain. So for that, there is a mining process which is present, which all the miners need to follow in order to create the block inside the blockchain. So who creates the blocks in the blockchain? It is the miners who are creating it. It is as simple as that. Okay, so now what I'm going to say to each and every one of you is, let me say when miners are trying to create the blocks inside the blockchain, that is fine. There is no problem. But what is the mining process? And how do you become a miner? Now everybody would be interested in to know about this, right? Now, how can I become a miner then? Then I will say, to become a miner, right, you need to go to bitcoin.org. That is your Bitcoin organization. And you need to apply for the license, and then they will give you the license based on certain conditions and everything. Once you get that license, you become an appropriate miner. So then you will be an eligible miner to participate in the mining process. Otherwise, you and me, we all of us, we are not eligible for the mining process, guys. And along with this, we also require certain things to become a miner. Okay, so now you got a clarity that the blocks have been created with the help of the miners. And then for that to become a miner, you have a certain process which you need to follow from bitcoin.org. Okay, and then you need to apply for the license and then you can become an appropriate miner here. So now my point is, let me explain you the entire process here. What is a mining process? Before I explain you the mining process, let me explain you a small game here, guys. Okay, see, there are how many people? 3, 4, 5 people are present here. There are 5 people who are present. So in this box, there is a gold present. Okay, and then all these 5 people, they need to crack the key here, whatever key which is present, right? They need to crack this key, and the person who is going to crack this key, right, he will be getting the gold in his account. Simple. So now what we have to do, we have to be very fast. Okay, you have to be as fast as possible. Okay, you have to be as fast as possible in order to get this key. Okay, so the persons who are actually present here, right? So all these persons need to crack the key, and that key should be cracked first. Let me say, if this person cracked first, he will take away the gold, whatever gold which is present, right? He will take and he will move away. Okay, so now here in this case, so whatever the thing which is left, right? Let me say if the first person takes away the gold, and if you come up with the next key, will you get anything? You will not get anything, right? Because already the gold is taken by the first person. What will you have then? So you should be the first person to crack it, not a second or a third person, because if you be a second or third, you don't have any gold present there. So you need to be as fast as possible. First point, very faster. Now for this, that means within 1 second, not 1 minute, I'm saying it's within 1 second you need to crack the key. So within 1 second, can your normal brain work? No, there is no question. Within 1 second, you can't create many keys. So for that, you need to use some hardware equipment, guys. Okay, you need to use some hardware equipment so that you can find out many keys within 1 second. Now, what is this hardware equipment? I'm going to explain you later. But this hardware equipment is required for you to create or for you to crack this key within 1 second, guys. So that you will be the first winner when compared to other persons. Okay, so this is very, very important, which all of you actually need to understand, guys. Okay, so the key who is going to win, he is going to get the gold. So this is a simple game. There are people who are going to crack the key, and the person who is going to crack the key is going to get the gold. That's it. It is as simple as that. Okay, so now what I'm going to say here is, so whenever this is completed, right? Now, what is going to happen when all these 5 miners who are actually present, right? So once among them, if anybody who cracks the key, then he is going to get the gold from this box, and it is settled. So now let me explain you in terms of Bitcoin. All these 5 people are miners, guys. We call these people as miners. Okay. Now, who is going to set the key? This is set by the Bitcoin software. Okay, this is set by the Bitcoin software, which actually sets the key. And this key we call technically as the nonce. What is nonce? Nonce means it is number used once. Nonce means it is number used once, and gold is nothing but here Bitcoin. That's it. This is how you need to understand. So the miners are going to find out this nonce, which is being settled by the Bitcoin software, and the person who is going to crack this nonce within this 1 second, so he is going to get that Bitcoin. So in this case, the 4th miner is the winner. How did I say? The key matches here, see 39586. So what he is going to get? He is going to get in return the Bitcoin. Now how many Bitcoins he is going to get? I will explain you that. Don't worry about it. And what is the hardware equipment which all these miners are going to use in order to crack the nonce within 1 second? Even this also you don't know. So there are 2 pending questions here, guys. What are those? First thing is, like within 1 second, they are finding out that nonce, right? Now, what is the hardware equipment which they are using? And the second question here is, how many Bitcoins are they getting it? These two questions you need to answer it, which I'm going to answer it little bit later. So, but I hope everybody has understood the process. So there are miners all around the world. Okay, so they are actually going to find out the nonce which is actually been set by the Bitcoin software. And the person who finds this nonce faster, he is going to get the Bitcoin as a reward for winning that mine. Okay, and this process happens for every 10 minutes, guys. The average time is 10 minutes. For every 10 minutes, the same cycle repeats. Same cycle, whatever I explained you, the same cycle keeps on repeating here. Okay, so this is not different again. So average time here in this case is 10 minutes. So for every 10 minutes, the same cycle keeps on repeating, guys. Okay, so now remember certain important points which I'm going to say. So before this Bitcoin is transferred to this person, the fourth miner who is the winner, what will happen is the rest of the miners are losers, right? Because the fourth miner won. That means rest of the miners are losers. Now this 1, 2 and 3 and the fifth miner, okay, they are all going to validate the fourth miner. Before the Bitcoin is sent to him, once he says that he's a winner, once the winner is declared, the losers are going to validate the winner. Okay, so that validation is what we call it as the proof of work. Okay, the validation is what we call it as the proof of work. Now, among them, at least if 51% of the people give approval saying that yes, fourth miner has followed all the rules and regulations, then the Bitcoin will be transferred to this person. Otherwise, the Bitcoin will not be transferred, guys. Again, I'm saying until and unless the validation, that's what we call proof of work. Among them, if 51% of the people, if they are not going to approve, then this person is not going to get any Bitcoins. So this is what we call proof of work validation, where the losers are going to validate the winner. Once that is completed, if 51% of the people give approval saying that everything is fine, then only the Bitcoins will be transferred to this person. Along with the Bitcoin, this person will also get a block under his name, guys. Okay, he will be getting a block under his name. What did I say? Miners are responsible for creating the blocks, right? So along with the Bitcoin, he will also be getting the block under his name. So in this block, he needs to fill the data field. As we are talking about Bitcoin, so there will only be transactions present in the Bitcoin. You know that Bitcoin is only a cryptocurrency. It doesn't support anything else. So what is this miner going to do? Then in the data field is going to fill the transactions. So from where would he get the transactions? If you just come here, from the mempool is going to pick the transactions, guys. Okay, in the mempool, all your unconfirmed transactions are present. So as this person is the winner, after the proof of work validation is completed, he will be getting the Bitcoin. Along with that, he will also be getting the block under his name. So he needs to fill the data field. Okay, now average block size is 1 MB, guys. Now in 1 MB, you can fit only 1 to 5,000 transactions, not more than that. If you give more than that, then this miner will bring entire mempool and he'll put it here. So there is a limitation here. You can put only 1 to 5,000 transactions, but not more than that. So now this miner will come to mempool. He will pick some transactions from here and he will try to put it in the data field. Now, once this block falls inside the blockchain, into the existing blockchain, right, then those transactions will be confirmed. And then the Y could see those transactions be credited into his account fully. That is confirmed. Now, it will not take this much time. Like how much time I have taken to explain you all. The entire process is very, very faster. But just to make you understand, I have taken this much amount of time. But generally, all these processes is very fast. See, the miner winning the key is within 1 second. That is nonce. Once the nonce is completed, then we will see that who is the winner. Once the winner is declared, losers are going to validate him. Among them, if 51% of the people give approval, that Bitcoin will be credited to the miner and miner will get his block under the name. Then miner will immediately go to mempool. He will pick the transactions ranging from 1 to 5,000 and then all those transactions, once he kept, he will put it inside the blockchain and inside the blockchain, those transactions will be confirmed. So the payment, whatever has been in the pending state to the other person, everything will be approved here. So that's how the entire flow actually happens related to mining concept. Okay, this is the entire flow of the mining concept, guys. Okay, so again, I'll give you an overview. I'll just give you a small overview so that you can understand it. Okay, one more time, I'm just providing you the people who are a little bit confused, or the people who are still thinking that you're not in a position to understand. Again, listen to me very carefully. Okay, so let me say if there is a person who wants to transfer money to another person. Okay, so now what happens? So he can send the money, but this money will not be immediately credited to another person. So where it will go? It will go to a place called as a mempool, guys. Okay, mempool is a place where all our unconfirmed transactions are present. So this is clear. Okay, so in the world, anybody who does the transaction in Bitcoin, it will come and it will sit in a place called as a mempool. This is done. Okay, now who creates the blocks inside the blockchain? You know that it is the miner's responsibility to create the blocks inside the blockchain. How to become a miner? Visit bitcoin.org, apply for license, and then you will become a successful miner. Okay, so now what is a mining process? Simple. It is like a game of a gold. What happens is there will be multiple miners. Okay, so if you could see here, there are multiple miners here. I think it is a little bit confusing to you all. Let me just remove all these things. Okay, so where is this? Yeah. So if you could see here, so there are multiple miners present here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In our case, it is 5. In the world, there are multiple miners, guys. Okay, many miners are present. Okay, so now what happens? The Bitcoin software which is present here, right? Your Bitcoin software, it actually tries to give you a nonce. Nonce means number used once. This is like a puzzle. Who creates this puzzle? If somebody asks you, it should be said like Bitcoin software does it. No person is involved here. Okay, so Bitcoin software creates the nonce. And when is this nonce created? For every 10 minutes. Average time is every 10 minutes, guys. For every 10 minutes, averagely, the nonce will be created and miners need to find it out. Now, miners need to find it out as fast as possible, guys. Okay, so that is within 1 second. Now, you can't do with your normal brain or with a normal CPU. So you need to use a hardware equipment for it. Now, what is this hardware equipment? I didn't explain you because I don't want to confuse you in one go. So we need to use the hardware equipment, which we didn't answer yet. What is that hardware equipment? But you need to use it in order to be a successful miner. So all these miners, what they do, they'll try to find out this nonce. And among them, the first person who's going to crack this nonce, he will be the winner. So in our case, it's the fourth miner because his key is matching with this key. So immediately once this fourth miner is declared as the winner, the first, second, third, and then the fifth miners who are the losers, they are going to validate the winner, that is the fourth miner, which we call it as the proof of work. Okay, and among this 5 miners, okay, that's the 4 miners who are the losers, 1, 2, 3, and 5. Okay, they are the losers, right? At least if 51% of the people give approval, that is majority, saying that the fourth miner has done everything successfully, then the Bitcoin will be credited to this person. Okay, that is to the miner. Along with that, this person will also be eligible to create the block under his name. Once this is completed. Okay, but how many Bitcoins is he going to get? This is also not answered. How many Bitcoins is the miner going to get? Even this is not answered, and hardware equipment. I'm going to explain these two questions in the coming slides. But at least for the time being, don't consider these two things. I'm going to explain. But you should know that there are certain Bitcoins being given to this miner. Now this is completed, right? Now what you need to understand is when this person will get the block under his name. Okay, now what is this person going to do? He needs to fill the data. Okay, this miner who is present, he needs to fill the data. Now from where can he fill the data? From a place where we have a mempool. So from this mempool, he is going to pick the transactions and put it inside the data field. How many can he put? Based on the block size, average block size, that is 1 MB, ranging from 1 to 5,000 transactions. Now this guy is going to put all those transactions in this block, and whatever existing blockchain which is present, right? Now this block will come and it will fall here. So then the transactions will be confirmed. Once the transactions will be confirmed when this block falls inside the blockchain. So once the block falls inside the blockchain, then all the transactions will be confirmed and there wouldn't be any other issues in that case. Okay, so this is very, very important, which all of you actually need to understand, guys. Okay, so this is what we call it as the mining process. Here I left two important questions. That is, how many bitcoins are we going to get as a miner, as a reward from the Bitcoin software, and then what is the hardware equipment which we need to use. Let me clear these two questions to you all. Okay, so here, that's what I said. You will be getting Bitcoin if you once win. So the box will be opened and then you will be getting the Bitcoin. That means your Bitcoin software is going to provide you the Bitcoins once the proof of work is successful. Okay, once your proof of work validation is successful, then immediately the money will be credited into your account. Okay, so if you could see here, who is the founder of the Bitcoin, guys? It is Satoshi Nakamoto, as I said already when I started the session. But one important point which you need to understand from here is Satoshi Nakamoto is pseudonymous. That means no one knows who is Satoshi, guys. Yeah, this is a miracle because the person who came up with this Bitcoin concept, right? The person's identity was never been revealed. No one knows who this Satoshi is actually. Nobody. Okay, nobody has actually understood that who this person is actually Satoshi Nakamoto. Okay, so if you could see here, Satoshi Nakamoto's identity is not known, whether he is an organization or whether it is a group of people or whether it is a single person whose name is Satoshi. Many intelligence department, they have tried to find out who is Satoshi, but they didn't find any clue, guys. But they found out that this person belongs to Japan. This is the only one finding they have found out. That's the reason why the Times magazine has given Man of the Year to Satoshi Nakamoto without putting his face, because no one knows who he is actually. We never know who is Satoshi Nakamoto, and till today we don't know. Okay, no one knows that whether he is still alive or he is still dead. No one knows about it. But the paper which he has written is having a lot of significance in the market, guys. Okay, so Satoshi Nakamoto's identity is not revealed till now, and only one thing which we can get from here is he belongs to Japan. That's it. Okay, so guys, please go on mute. So here, if you could see in this case, right, what is this? Now, this is nothing but if you could see this chart here, right? What exactly is this chart? So this chart says it is distributed and decentralized. Whatever I have explained it yesterday, okay? By seeing this picture, if somebody asks you to see this picture and just say one thing which comes into your mind in terms of blockchain, then you should say it is distributed and decentralized, guys. Okay, so you got to know that Satoshi Nakamoto's identity is never revealed and no one knows about it, and you got to know the mining process also. Okay, so now I'm going to answer the very first question, that how many bitcoins would the miner be getting in the form of a reward? Okay, so that will be explained in the Bitcoin's monetary policy, guys. So Bitcoin's monetary policy is very, very important. Extremely important, if I would say. One is the halving, another one is the block frequency. Let us discuss what is this halving mechanism. Okay, so if you see this table here, observe this table very carefully, guys. Okay, so if you observe this table, only the marked ones, that is yellow color ones, okay? The first block started in the year 2009. The first block is what we call it as the Genesis block, which I explained yesterday. The first block was created by Satoshi himself. Okay, so at that time, the miners who used to do mining, right, they used to get 50 bitcoins. They used to get 50 bitcoins as a reward. Till how much time they used to get it? Till 2012. That means if you see count here, it is 4 years. So till 4 years, they used to get 50 bitcoins. But suddenly after 4 years, the value became half. Observe the pattern here. The value became half here. From 50, it became to 25. That means the people who have started mining from 2013, for example, they used to get 25 bitcoins as a reward. So once you crack that particular nonce and once the proof of work validation is completed, then you will be getting 25 bitcoins as a reward if you are in the year 2013 or 14 or 15 like that. But if you see here, from 2012 to 2016 again, that is 4 years. Again, the 4 years, the value became again half year. So it became to 12.50. Now, if you could say me in the year 2020, how much it would have become? So 12.5 in 2016, right? In 2020, it would have become 12.5 divided by 2, which would be your 6.25 bitcoins. Till how much time it will be there? 2020 to 2024. Till 2024, the people who are going to mine, they will be getting 6.25 bitcoins as a reward. So what is the logic here? Or what is the algorithm which is set by Satoshi Nakamoto here is every 4 years, okay, for every 4 years, the value will become half. Okay, so for every 4 years, the Bitcoin reward which is being given to the miner will become a half here, guys. Okay, so like that, if you keep on going like half like that, at one point the Bitcoin will stop, right? If you keep on going like half for every 4 years, at some point the Bitcoin will be totally completed, and that year is 2140. So in the year 2140, the total Bitcoins will be exhausted, and there wouldn't be any other Bitcoins which will be actually given as a reward to the Bitcoin miner. Still 2140, the miners will be getting as a reward by getting half and like that for every 4 years. And after that, they will not be getting any reward from the Bitcoin software. So this is how Satoshi Nakamoto, who is the founder of the Bitcoin, has designed the Bitcoin software in an algorithm which I'm trying to explain you right now. For every 4 years, the value will automatically become half. And then this is what which we are going to give as a reward from the Bitcoin software to the miner who is successful in creating that, in getting that nonce, in finding out that appropriate nonce, guys. So this is the very important point, guys. And today, one Bitcoin value is approximately 14 lakhs. So if you consider, if the miner is getting 6.25, okay, Bitcoins, if he is a successful winner, then into 14 lakhs you have to do it. So this is the reward which he is getting for every, what is the cycle time? 10 minutes. Average, okay, it is average time. For every average 10 minutes, the miner is getting 6.25 into 14 lakhs. So imagine, it is not as easy as I'm explaining, guys. It is very difficult for you to become a successful miner. Anybody can become a miner. That is not a big deal. But to become a successful miner, you need to have a very good hardware equipment, and you need to compete with all over the world. Like, it means it's not a competition between India only. So it's a competition between India, Russia, USA, China, Canada. With all the places you are going to compete, and then among all these people, there will only be one miner who is a successful person, who has found out the nonce, and for him, 6.25 Bitcoins will be credited. Not to everyone. The losers are going to just validate. So that is how you need to understand. It is having an enormous amount of competition. That's the reason why within 10 minutes, you are getting 6.25 Bitcoins as per the halving mechanism. And into 14 lakh, if you do, the amount is very huge. Within 10 minutes, you are getting this much amount of money, guys. So you always need to understand that this is the main algorithm which is present inside the Bitcoin halving. So for every 4 years, the value will become half. So till how much time it is going to stay? As I say, till 2140. How many total Bitcoins are present in the Bitcoin software? It is 21 million Bitcoins are present. Okay, there are 21 million Bitcoins which are present in the software, guys. When this 21 million Bitcoins are going to end? In the year 2140. So if you see the blue color lines, right, see here, it will slowly reduce like this. At one point, it will become 0. And that point is 2140 year. So in the year 2140. How many Bitcoins are present in circulation? There are 21 million Bitcoins are actually present in circulation, guys. Okay. So these are the total Bitcoins which are actually present, which is going to be completed in the year 2140. Okay, and then the average block time, which takes, as I said, Bitcoin, it is 10 minutes. For Ethereum, it will take 15 seconds. Block frequency is nothing but if there is already existing blockchain like this. Now, when will the next block fall? when the next block is going to be fallen. So if you are using Bitcoin blockchain, the average time is 10 minutes. If you are using Ethereum blockchain, the average time is 15 seconds. For the next block to fall inside the blockchain, what is the time it is going to take? That's what we call block frequency. For Bitcoin, it takes 10 minutes, guys. And for Ethereum, averagely, it takes 15 seconds. So all these blocks will generally fall inside the blockchain, and it takes this much amount of time for the block to fall inside the blockchain. This is generally what we call it as the block frequency, guys. Okay, so this is what we call it as the block frequency. Okay, now if you could see the hardware equipment. Okay, this is our second question, guys. Okay, this is our second question which we didn't answer. We got to know the Bitcoin part, right? That every 4 years the value will become half. Now, right now, the miners who are creating it successfully, they will be getting 6.25 up to 2024. After 2024, what it is going to happen? 6.25 divided by 2. That means 3.125. Till how many years? 2028. From again 2028 to 4 years, the value will become half. Like that, you have to do it. Okay. Now, the second question here is, what is the hardware equipment which they are using in order to find out the nonce within 1 second? See, at one point they used to use CPU, guys. That means in the starting time, like in the year 2009 and 10, because there was no competition at that time. So people don't know what was Bitcoin, so nobody knows. So with a normal CPU, like your laptop or your desktop, you can simply do mining and you can get those Bitcoins. Imagine if you would have done mining at that time, and if you would have won a successful miner, because at that time there was no competition, then you would have easily got this 50 Bitcoins. And if you would have saved till today, 50 into 14 lakhs, guys. Imagine how much amount of money you would have been having. But anyhow, as we don't know at that time, so there is no point in again thinking all these points. But generally I'm saying there are people in the world who have done mining in the year 2009 and 10 with the help of a normal CPU without any extra cost. They got this 50 Bitcoins very easily, and today they are having crores in their hand because the value has gone so high that one Bitcoin is 14 lakhs. That means imagine the demand of this coin, guys. 1 rupee is just 75. I mean to say, like if you consider with our dollar, right, it is just maximum 75 rupees. And our country's birth is 75 years of legacy we got that independence, right? We are having a very good legacy, but even then still we are at 75 rupees. But here if you could see one Bitcoin value, it went up to 14 lakhs and its existence is only 12 years. Imagine the level of attention which is having and the level of demand which it is having in the market, guys. Okay, so today if you go and do with the CPU, you will never win anything. You're not going to get even a single penny because the world has been advanced. Now you can't do with the CPU and the CPU has gone out in this model. So now everything is GPU and ASIC. Now GPU means it's a graphical processing unit which is only used for Ethereum, guys. You can use this GPU only for Ethereum but not for anything else. Whatever GPU which is present here, this GPU can only be applicable for Ethereum, but not for anything else. Okay, and here ASIC which is present, right? Application specific integrated circuit, it is only used for your Bitcoin. Okay, so here your GPU is used for Ethereum and your ASIC is used for Bitcoin, guys. So here what happens is many people, they do one logic here. They buy GPU, graphical processing unit, and they will be using for Ethereum and Bitcoin mining. So indeed, your GPU's efficiency will reduce. You have to use it for what purpose it is meant for. You just can't purchase GPU and then you will be using for all. Then you will not get anything. So it is a dedicated system, guys. GPU is dedicated for Ethereum. ASIC is dedicated for Bitcoin. You just can't use it in your own style. Okay, so this is very, very important points what you need to understand. So if you are doing Ethereum mining, then you need to use GPU. If you are using Bitcoin mining, then you need to use ASIC, application specific integrated circuit, so that within 1 second, you would find out the nonce appropriately, and then you can become a successful miner. So this is how You actually need to think and then you need to do it. So you just can't do the things as you wish. So you have to do it appropriately with the help of CPU, GPU and ASIC. Now CPU has gone out because the competition is so high that if you use CPU, there is no fruitful result. So that's the reason why now we have a dedicated hardware equipment like GPU for Ethereum and ASIC for the Bitcoin, guys. Okay, so this is a speciality of these hardware equipments. Now, if you see here, I will show you how people make false marketing, guys. Now, if you could see here, right, it is all false marketing present here. Now, what is that false marketing? If you see here, it says cryptocurrency GPU mining. Yeah, that is fine. There are total 3 pieces. See, 1, 2 and 3. That is also fine. Now, it is meant for Ethereum. Right, it is meant for Ethereum, which I already explained. GPU is meant for Ethereum, but these guys are saying Zcash, Bitcoin, and extras, which is a false marketing, guys. You should never fall to this false marketing. These are all making you fall into trap. GPU is only dedicated for Ethereum, but it is not dedicated for any other cryptocurrencies. In the same way, when you see ASIC, it is dedicated for only your Bitcoin mining, but not for any other cryptocurrencies, guys. Please try to understand these points. Don't try to fall for this false marketing, guys. Okay, and as the number of equipments increase, in this case, there are 3 pieces. As your number of equipments increases, you will get a very higher chance to win the particular nonce. See the cost of this? It is around $5,599 plus shipping charges. So approximately you can say this is $6,000 and you can convert it into 75. Okay, so in terms of our currency. So this is going to give you the final rate. Around it will go up to 6 lakhs or something like that. And then you need to pay 6 lakhs only for 3 equipments which you're going to purchase. And if you have more equipments, then there are higher chances for you to become a successful miner, guys. So this is how you need to use the hardware equipment in order to become a successful miner, guys. Okay, so I hope I have answered those 2 questions related to the Bitcoin. How many Bitcoins would the miner be getting based on the halving algorithm? And then what is the hardware equipment which you can use based on the cryptocurrency? GPU is used for Ethereum, ASIC is used for Bitcoin. Okay, so this is the technicalities, whatever I have explained to you guys. Now, till here, I have completed my part. Now, I am going to show you some practical things. Generally, what is a Bitcoin? How transfer of money happens? I want to see that. Maybe the participants would be a little bit enthusiastic to see that how it happens. Now let me go ahead and try to show you that generally how things look like. So first of all, let me go to this website, guys. Now if I go to this website, what is the speciality of this website? See, tomorrow, as I've attended 5 days of knowing these emerging technologies, right? Now, especially related to blockchain, because I'm dealing with it. Now somebody asks you, hey, you have learned about the blockchain, right? Can you suggest me the places where I can actually do some investment in Bitcoin? Then if you say no, I don't know, then there is no point in coming and learning this particular or getting trained in this blockchain if you don't know the basic question. People would believe that you know everything. No, they will be asking you that where would I invest? Well, like I want to invest in Bitcoin. Say, as banks are not supporting Bitcoins, now where should I invest this money? If they ask you, or indeed, let me say, if you ask me this question, let us assume that if you ask me this question, that where should I invest my money? Then I will say you, first in which country you stay, just select that. Now, as we are staying in India, let me select here India. And what is the payment method? Let me say I want to use a credit card. Okay, so you can just put here credit card. Using credit card, I want to purchase the Bitcoins. Okay, so let me just click on that. Okay, so here if you see in a country like India, where we have our credit card as a facility, then you will be getting Coin Mama as the wallet here. So this Coin Mama which is present, right, they are providing you the service saying that if you want to use credit card and purchase, then Coin Mama is available in India, which you can use the Coin Mama service and then you can buy. And here see, everything is mentioned. What are the pros of this? What are the cons? And how much they're going to charge you? Okay, everything is present. Now, do we have only one? Then if I would say yes, we have only one here, that is Coin Mama. So there is no other services are available in India related to credit card. Now let me say I want to do cash. I want to pay cash and then I want to get the Bitcoin. So in that case, you have ATM, not Paytm. Okay, it's ATM, Bitcoin ATMs. So these are the two services which are available to us. Okay, now let me say here in this case, right? So if you use the debit card in this case, okay, so in the debit card, what you can do is, if you choose a debit card, then also it is showing you only Coin Mama. So if you use credit card and debit card, and if you want to purchase Bitcoins, then you have only this. Now, if you click on it, right, it will redirect you to that particular wallet. Just click on that link. It will redirect you to that wallet here. So you can create an account and then you can set it up. But I'm just showing you that how you can select. Now, let me say if you want to select something else like bank transfer, you want to do net banking and you want to do. So in that case, you have Vazirex, you have Coin Mama present, and then you have Kraken, Uno Coin, ATM. So these are all of the services which are available to you when you want to buy the Bitcoin with the help of the bank transfer. Wherever you stay, today you are staying in India, tomorrow if you are staying in Australia, you can just, or otherwise the friend who is staying in Australia, he asked you, then you can just suggest all these things. See, in Australia, if he wants to do, let me say credit card, he wants to purchase it using the credit card. So then what are the services available? Coinbase, Coin Mama, okay, and then we have Coin Loft, Bitit. Okay, see, there are so many things which are present here, guys. If you could observe here, there are so many things which are available here. Right? So there are many things which are actually been available. So that's what I'm trying to say. In India, it is little bit limited. But whereas in other countries, there are many wallet services. Now, people will get confused. What is this wallet you're trying to say? Wallet is nothing but like your phone pay and your GPay. That's it. It's same like that. Now, let me say, if you have the Bitcoin, guys, you want to transfer the Bitcoin to another person. Right? See, simple logic I'll show you here. Try to understand whatever logic I'm trying to explain here. We are almost at the end. So I just want to make you understand. Now, let me say I want to transfer a Bitcoin to one of my friend, that is Y. So now this person should have a wallet available, like how we have a bank account traditionally, right? Without having a bank account, would you transfer money? No, it's a mandatory that you should have a bank account. It is mandatory that you need to have a wallet. Now the other person to whom you are sending, right? Even this person also needs to have a wallet. Let me say if you have the account, and you want to send the money to another person, and if he's not having his account number, then whom are you going to pay? Then how are you going to pay? So even this person also needs to have the wallet to whom you are trying to send. Now again, it may not be the same wallet. It can be a different wallet. Let me say if this person is having SBI and this person is having Citibank, there is no problem, right? You can send it, but this person should have the bank account mandatorily. So in the same way, this person should have a wallet, and at the same time, the Y also should have the wallet so that money can be credited to him. Without having a wallet, the money will not be credited. Now, how is the identification happening in the traditional model with the account number? Right? Now, these two have unique account numbers. This is the identification. In the same way, in the wallets, we have something called as a public key. Okay? We call it as a public key, and here also we have a public key. So using this public key, that is the identification for our wallet. That's where the money transfer will happen. Let me, especially in our GPay and PhonePe, what do? We put our mobile number. That is identification, unique identification, right? In the same way, whenever you transfer some amount of money to another person using a wallet, then you have to put the other person's public address, then only the money will be credited to that person. But both of them need to have a wallet in order to have the transaction successful. Right? If there is no bank account, guys, can you transfer any money? You can't transfer it. So you need to have the bank account in order to do a successful transaction. Otherwise, the transaction will not be successful. So how to create a wallet? Let me explain you that here. See, there is a wallet present, which we call it as the blockchain.com wallet. Okay, so let me just click on login. For you, it will be sign up. You need to provide your mail ID and the password, and then you need to authorize yourself. Okay, so here in this case, right, in this wallet, now this is my blockchain wallet, guys. Okay, so just if I click on this and click on login button, so this is my wallet ID, guys. Okay, whatever wallet ID which is present here, this is a unique wallet ID which will be assigned to each and every one of you. Okay, so this is how your wallet looks like. Bitcoin wallet, generally it looks like this. Now, when you enter into your net banking, right? Okay, when you generally go into a net banking part, what happens? Okay, so whenever you go to net banking, it will show your account balance and everything, right? In the same way, okay, in the same way here, you have your Bitcoin, Ether, Bitcoin Cash. You can use any of the cryptocurrencies. Not only Bitcoin, you can use Ethereum, you can use Bitcoin Cash, you can use Stellar, all these services you can use it. Now let me say if I want to send some money to one of my friend, how I can do here? There is a send option present at the top. Let me click on the send button. So once when I click on this send button here, right, I need to paste my friends or my colleagues' public key here. So when I put here, then I'm going to put the amount like how many Bitcoins, let me say 0.125 Bitcoins, just a value. Then this continue will be available to you because right now I don't have the any address present here, guys. Okay. So once there is an appropriate address, I'm going to put that address here and then I'm going to click on the continue button. So then the money will immediately be credited to the other person. Same way, like your GPay and PhonePe, when you use as a wallet, right? What do? You put your phone number, amount how much you want to pay, immediately the money will be credited to the other person. In the same way here also, when I want to do something like that, I have to put my public address here. The other person's public address, and then I can click on continue button. That's it. Okay, now let me say if I am a merchant or if I'm a trader, okay, I have my business. I want the people to pay me in terms of Bitcoin in a barcode. Like if you go to big shops, right, you just scan the barcode like PhonePe, Paytm or Google Pay, right? In the same way here also you can do. Click on the request button, see here. Okay, so in this request, whatever which is present here, right? Okay, so whatever request which is actually present here. So now if you could see in this case, so once you scan this, then automatically the money will be credited into your wallet. And this is your address, guys. This is your public address. Now let me say if somebody asks you, hey, give me your wallet address so that I can send money. So this is the address which you're going to give him so that he can send. Otherwise you can send the barcode so that you can just scan this barcode and then the money will be credited into your account. That's how you can request it also. So sending and then requesting, guys. So this is how you can actually try to create a wallet. Okay, so now whenever in the future you want to see how the currencies are behaving. So there is a site called as a coinmarketcap.com. You can observe how each and every cryptocurrency is behaving in the world. Totally how many cryptocurrencies are present? See here. 7,947 cryptocurrencies are present in the market, guys. But among them, this coin market cap is going to list only 100 cryptocurrencies, but not all 7,900. So if you see here, okay, these are all the top 100 cryptocurrencies. You can go and observe how they are behaving. Okay, see here the Bitcoin. Now it is a little bit down. If you see the last 7 days performance, it has gone down. Okay, so if you see from the last 24 hours, there is a decline of 3.14%. And from the past 7 days, there was a decline of 6.75%. Okay, in the Ethereum also, if you see, so this is the status. That means you can just analyze each and every coin here. Coinmarketcap.com is used to make sure that you can find out how each and every cryptocurrency is behaving. So if you want to know about that cryptocurrencies or more, then click on that. Just click on that particular coin. Don't believe anyone, guys, especially in cryptocurrencies field. Don't believe anyone. You go to trusted sites and you yourself identify it rather than believing any trader or anyone. So you can come to Bitcoin here. See, there is a website that is a genuine website, which is the Bitcoin website. Let me click on this website here. So you will be redirected to bitcoin.org. This is their main website. So you can either buy the Bitcoin from here, you can choose your wallet. So if you click on choose your wallet, it's saying that, okay, click on the next button. Okay, so there are mobile wallets, there are desktop wallets. So there are many types of wallets. Again, you can go and try to explore as much as you can. Technical documentation means it will redirect you to the Satoshi Nakamoto's white paper. What did I say? How many Bitcoins are there in circulation? See here. Maximum supply is 21 million Bitcoins, as I said. When it is going to end, it is going to end in the year 2140. How many Bitcoins have been total in circulation till now? 18 million Bitcoins. 18 million Bitcoins are total in circulation till now, guys. Okay? And here the maximum supply is 21 million Bitcoins. Okay, until now this is the circulating supply, if you could see here, that is your 18 million Bitcoins, if I would say. Okay, so this is very, very important, guys, which every one of you need to understand. So if you can just explore all different types of coins here, guys, okay, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether. If you want to know any of the coins, click on it. Just click on it and explore it. Just click on its website. It will redirect you to the genuine website and then you can go through it. So this is your Ethereum. Okay, so you can find out how it is performing, see about Ethereum, what the developers are trying to do, what is an enterprise, what they are doing for enterprise level. So all these things you can actually try to find out from here. Only one platform, that is coinmarketcap.com. Okay, this is the one. Okay, so the last concept for today is, even if you could see here, Amazon is allowing you to buy the gift cards with the Bitcoin. I'll show you how. See, if you just go down, select India, that is our country, and if you could see here, okay, so you can buy 500 rupee worth of gift card if you have Bitcoins with you. So you just need to pay this much amount of Bitcoins and you can buy the gift cards. So that means I'm trying to say you that Bitcoins have come into the market fully. And Amazon has started implementing these Bitcoins. If you have Bitcoins with you, you can go ahead and try to purchase the gift cards. Okay, so such is the importance of the Bitcoins which we have right now, guys. So if the world has started exploring these Bitcoins, in the world, every country is using these Bitcoins to the maximum extent, guys. Okay, and even India also has started using it. There is a wallet called as a ZepPay. Okay, there is a wallet which we call it as the ZepPay. Now, ZepPay is an important wallet in India. Okay, so whatever wallet which is present here, right? So this is the wallet, guys. In India, it is very, very famous.
Madam, problem.
Now, this wallet. No, anybody, somebody is gonna.
Daram, madam, daral unnaya inka.
And could anyone, somebody please go on mute, please?
Devashini madam, can you please kindly mute? Yeah.
Yeah. So if you could see here, this is the wallet which is famous in India. Okay, ZepPay, where you can do the same functionality like transferring Bitcoins. You can convert the Bitcoins into your currency also, guys. But that is taxable. You have to pay the tax for it to income tax department because they ask your PAN card whenever you try to transfer the currency into, let me say, into our own native currency like rupee or a dollar or any currency you want to change it, right? They will ask you the tax which you have to pay to the government of India in order to convert that money into your Bitcoin. I mean to say into your local currency. This is all about the Bitcoins, guys. So I hope everybody of you have understood at least the concepts, whatever I have explained, so that you can clearly get an idea like how it works, what it is. So if you have any doubts, I'm open to all those doubts, whatever you have. I can just answer those doubts and I can wrap up the session for today, guys. And then again, we'll be meeting tomorrow with the Ethereum concept. So if anybody is having any doubts, you can just put it in the chat box so that I can answer those doubts. If not, it's good to wrap it up. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Thanks.
participants, if you have any queries related to today's session, you can post in the chat box. So sir will reply.
Yeah. Sanjeev Kumar, it is not short, it is SHA, secure hash algorithm. Yesterday I explained it, Sanjeev Kumar. I hope maybe you are not present in yesterday's session, I think so. I explained all the technicalities like properties of the hashing algorithm and everything. Like how the hash can be determined, what is hexadecimal and all. Why there is a ceiling regarding maximum supply. Acha. Sanjeev, if I would say in that case, like why there is a mark is because Satoshi wanted this Bitcoin not to be alive. He just wants to make sure that this Bitcoin needs to create an impact, and then this type of cryptocurrencies should come in the market. See, the initiative was taken by Satoshi. And today we have how many cryptocurrencies? 8,000 cryptocurrencies in the market. Why? Because Satoshi came up with this idea. You're understanding, right? Satoshi gave that push, but Satoshi don't want to conquer the market. You're understanding, right? That's the reason why he said that my agenda will be till 2140. After that, the people who are actually coming up with new ideas, they have to take the legacy. That's the reason he kept a mark saying that I will be till these many years only. After that, I don't have any vision, and my software, that is Bitcoin software, will not work anymore. It is still 2140. So that is giving a chance to the rest of the legacy makers who can come up and they can make their coin popular and everybody would start using it. So that's why he has actually come up with that agenda, if I would say. Sir, I have a query. Is Bitcoin a legally tender money? Yeah, it is a legally tender money, ma'am. Because the reason is the Supriya, like I mean to say, like what happens is whenever you open a wallet, right, they will ask your what do we call the national identity. It may be your Aadhaar card, it may be your license, whatever it may be. So that in order to make sure that if you are trying to do any illegal sort of transactions, right, they're going to immediately detect you. Okay, if not, what kind of legal challenges one has to overcome? See, one thing, if you are doing anything genuinely, there is no problem. But if you are doing some sort of, see, in the year 2012, right, there was a drug mafia which was happening with Bitcoin. Okay, so immediately intelligence department has caught that. That means who designed this SHA-256 algorithm? If you remember yesterday, I said it was designed by American Security Agency. Now they can easily decrypt it, guys. If anything, if you're doing in a wrong way, then they can easily detect and they can sue you. Okay, they can put you in behind the bars. So what I'm trying to say is, even they're trying to find out the ransomware attack which happened right now, right? They're also trying to find out those people also. So it can be decrypted. If you do any illegal activities, they will easily try to find you out and they will try to put you behind the bars. But generally what happens is, like especially the drugs cases, illegal sandalwood cases, these types of transactions, whatever they do, right, they try to do in terms of Bitcoin. Now, if any unsuspected, or I mean to say any suspicious sort of transactions happen, then immediately they're going to target it. But if I would say, yes, there are little bit of scope here that you can do illegal sort of transactions. But if it comes under notice, then you are gone. So that's how the Bitcoin is actually working right now, Supriya. But in our case, like normal people, right, I don't think so that is a problem. Because in the normal people, what happens is we put our ID card, so we will be easily get caught. Okay. Anybody else?
Sir, small clarification, sir.
Yes, Vishwanath.
Sir, when it comes to, as you said, block is created by the blockchain in the blockchain technology by the miners.
Absolutely.
So, at what stage the block is created, and we can say that complete block creation is over. Is it when the mining process is over, then we can say that block is created?
Absolutely, sir. When the mining process is completed, right, then the block is completed. For a Bitcoin, it is 10 minutes. For Ethereum, it is 15 seconds. Mining process, if it's completed, then that is successful. That's where the block is completed.
So block is completed means there we can, our cash is deposited in that, you are saying, sir?
Done. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
I got it.
Yeah. Thank you. Anybody else, guys, who wants to have any discussion or any doubts which you all have? Okay. So we have only 1 more minute left, I think. So I request anybody who's having any doubts, you can just put it up. If not, we are good to wrap it up. Okay, so I hope everybody understood whatever I explained, guys. Again, these are all 1.5 hour sessions, guys. Okay, I mean to say, like, you will only get a synopsis of it, but again, you have to explore it to the maximum extent. I have given you the idea. Take it forward and do it. Yeah.
Sir, one question from my side. This is Varlakshmi. Sir, just it is out of concept. I mean, sir, I want to write a research paper on blockchain. So what is a better title that I can go for writing a research paper on blockchain?
Ma'am, there are two ways, ma'am. The thing is, right now, people have written lots of research papers in terms of blockchain. First thing is, you have to integrate blockchain with any of one of the latest technologies, ma'am. Like, let me say, blockchain in integration with IoT, or in integration with AI, or in integration with the cloud. So how these technologies can be benefited using the blockchain. This is the first thing, ma'am. Second thing is, you can use any one simulation mechanism. You can bring up saying that it's not only SHA-256 algorithm, we can use some other algorithms to make sure that Bitcoin can still be successful going forward. These two are hot. Because
so that's if I going for other hashing algorithm, in the sense it's going to be a research. It's going to be pure technical one, sir. But I am from management background.
Okay. Sorry, ma'am. Then in that case, if I would say, we can go with an applications, ma'am. Tomorrow I will show you some applications related to blockchain, right? So you can go and explore it. Again, people have touched many applications, but again, we need to see how differently we can perform in terms of different applications of the blockchain technology. For management people, that would be best, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah, I'll explain it tomorrow to your question. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. I hope that everybody has cleared with their doubts. I don't think so. Nobody is having it. I don't see in the chat box. Okay, so I think it's good to wrap up from my end.
Yes, sir. So, on behalf of participants and JNTUA School of Management Studies Organizing Committee, I would like to thank you for explaining the concepts of cryptocurrency, like halving mechanism, monetary policy, and how history of Bitcoin, and how to go for creating of Bitcoins, and how can we go for use of that for all these things. Well explanation. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much from our side. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
We'll see you tomorrow, sir.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you to all the participants too. Bye-bye. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Yeah, participants, just take a break of 10 minutes. So again, you can rejoin the same link by 11:40. So the next resource person is also ready. So we'll start the session sharply by 11:40. Thank you. And yeah, thank you. We will looking forward you for next section. Thank you.